Hi everybody, welcome back to another fly time video with me Andy. Hope you're all doing well and you're all enjoying your winter grayling fishing. So this pattern today, it's actually not one of mine, I'm not even going to lie, it's actually one of Andy Bucklys' patterns. I've actually only used it twice as well, but in the two times I've actually been out using it, I've probably caught, I think the first time I caught maybe 17 or 18 fish on it. Second time I caught maybe 12 or 13 fish on it. This is why I'm tying it. It is a really good productive pattern. To be fair, I should have trusted Andy anyway, because Andy's a full-time fishing guide. He knows what flies work, and if he says a fly works, then it works. So I don't understand why it took me so long to get a few of these in my box. But anyway, let's get on with the fly. Also, before I start tying, it'd be great if everyone could leave a like on the video. It just helps the video get more views and obviously helps the algorithm. So if you leave a like, that would be absolutely fantastic. Obviously, if you don't like the video, leave a dislike. That's totally your prerogative as well. But anyway, without further, I'm not going to say further ado, everyone says further ado. Without further yapping, let's get on with this. So, the bead I've got in here, this is a pale pink 2.8mm tungsten bead. Hook I've got in here, this is a Troutline E320BL. And this is a number 16. And the thread I'm using is a Textreme 8/0 in, this is actually dark olive, but it's just more of a normal olive really, it's just olive, dark olive, whatever, any kind of olive thread you want to use. So we're going to start the thread behind the bead, and now we're just going to take the thread just a little ways down, 5-6mm. How is it? I lose my scissors as soon as I start tying. Boom, there we go, trim off your excess. Now we're going to tie in our rib material. So you want some red wire, so this is the Troutline Perdigon wire. So we're just going to, I haven't actually got any pulled off, so I'm just going to pull some off. And then just slide that wire in. What I actually do is actually push the wire a little bit into the countersunk section of the bead, even though it's not actually gone in there this time, but normally I do. And then just take your thread, and then we're going to wind it around about halfway around the shank. That will do us. And now the next material we're going to be using is, so what I've done, so this is the Hairs Plus, so we're going to be using this in golden olive. As you can see, it's got like UV and pearl in there as well, so we're going to be using that for our body. So you just want to dub this on to your thread. I actually can't do a long dubbing rope. I wanted to do a long dubbing rope so I get this done in one foul sweep straight up the hook shank done, but because my camera is quite close to my fly, I'm going to have to probably change it slightly. So I've dubbed that onto my thread, and I'm just going to push that up and then shorten the length of my thread. There we go, I didn't hit my camera, that's the most important thing. And then just wind this up. If you see any thick clumps, just dub them on as you're going up. Now, as you can see, I've got a little bit more dubbing rope left on there, but I'm going to do another turn, and I'm going to actually go down the fly a few turns, and then back up a couple of turns, just to create like a taper in the body. I do like a nice taper on these. It probably doesn't make a difference to catching fish, it's just something I like. But now, just take your rib, and just basically do some even space turns. You can get slightly wider as you go up the body if you want, just to create that kind of natural segmented effect on a fly. Then when you get to the head, one turn over the wire, one turn in front, and just repeat that process 3 or 4 times. Quite a lot of people ask how I do it so quickly, so what I do is I grab the wire with my left hand, I then cross over with my right hand, and then just pull the wire back. But what I do with the wire is I actually catch it with my thumb and my bobbin, pull it underneath, over the top, and just, that's the process. Very easy way to control the wire. And now just helicopter the wire out of there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now, next material is actually a blend. So what I've done is I've blended this is Hen Spectra, and this is in olive brown. And then the other one is again Hen Spectra, and this is called Copper DK, and I've blended those two together to make this one. So it's like an olivey brownie. I actually wanted mine to be darker than Andy's on his video, just because I wanted the complete separation between the body and the collar. So I wanted that darker, slightly darker collar. So that's what I didn't want a pure black collar, so that's why I didn't use the copper. I still wanted it to be green, but I wanted it to be a dark green. So that's why I mixed the two together in that way. For me it seems to, yeah, I just prefer it that way for myself. So I've dubbed that onto the thread. Now before I go any further, I take a dubbing brush. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to brush out some of these fibres. You don't want them crazy long, but just brush out a few of those fibres so you get like a nice little scraggly body. So you don't want to do that because I don't actually want the collar to be too scraggly for me. I want the collar to stay where it is. So now just take your collar, just wind it round. That looks good for me, so I'm just going to pull away that excess dubbing on there. I don't waste this dubbing either. Like I've got these few little bits here, tiny little bits, but I'll drop them back in the packet. At the end of the day, you know, fly tie materials aren't cheap. And now just come in front. Now I'm going to do a few thread wraps. This is basically building the thread into the countersunk section of the bead. And what I do is I'm just testing the bead. If the bead spins, then it's not secure. Now, this is what I do. It works well for me. It's probably an easier way to do it. Probably is by folding the wire over and sticking the wire in there, perhaps. But I just like to do it this way for myself. Now that's solid in there, so that bead isn't going to go anywhere. Last but not least, grab your head cement, varnish, resin, whatever you want to do to finish the fly. I'm just using some varnish for this one. Just drop the varnish on the floor with the top off. Oh, luckily that didn't spill. Grab your whip finish tool. So there's a 5-turn whip finish at the head. Pull it nice and tight. Trim off your excess. And there you have it. This is the pale pink Caddis. Hope you enjoyed the video. Didn't really spin very well, did it? I need to get myself a proper like rotating vise that goes right round the middle. That's what I need. One that so it just goes right round the middle so I don't get it over. But anyway, this is the pale pink Caddis. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you on the next one.